Hi everybody, welcome back to DayZ, and in this video I'm going to show you how to add some more of these beauties. The new Vickers assault rifle machine gun that's coming in with 1.24, so make sure 1.24 is live before you do this, and I'm going to show you how to add attachments to it so it spawns in with some stuff on it, and we'll look at how to make sure that the magazine is full. And then we look at damage as well, so they'll spawn in without damage. So you can learn things about other parts of XML modding as well, and this will work on console and PC. So the files we need to edit are going to be the types.xml and the CFG spawnable types.xml. So let's see where we get those from. So if you go to your server dashboard, in this case it's Nitrado, so I'll go to the web interface, then you go to the file browser, and you jump in the file browser and you go into the missions folder. So on PlayStations it's PS missions, on Xbox it's XB missions, on PC there'll be a lot of other files. Then it will say just missions, and you click on there. And then if it's a Chernarus server, you'll have Chernarus Plus. If it's a Livonia server, you'll see Enoch. And of course if it's a PC, Deer Isle or something else, they'll be there as well. In this case we're looking at Chernarus, so we're going to click on that. And then we get into the kind of root directory of the mission. And then what we want to do is we want the CFG spawnable types file, which is there. So on Nitrado, you click that little button there and we can download it. Now, if you click on it, you can edit it on the fly on the web. Don't always recommend that though, because if you make a mistake, it can be difficult to see. And at least by downloading it, you can download it, you can make a copy. And that way, if you've made a mistake, you've got the original still to work from. Once you've got that, we then want to click on the DB folder or the DB directory, and then we want the types.xml file. So again, you can click on it and you can edit it in the web browser. It's a big file though, so it doesn't always edit that well. I'd recommend you download it and open it in your favorite text editor, which for me is Notepad++. If you do just do a Google search for Notepad++, it will come up. And I like Notepad++ because it kind of color codes lots of things. So if you make a mistake by deleting the wrong thing, often it will be obvious straight away. So first things first, let's look at adding some more Vickers. So if we do Control F to search, and we just search for VIK, find all in the current document, you can see there at the bottom we've got the mag and we've got the Vickers itself. So let's go to the Vickers. Here it is. So as of the 18th of January 2024 on DayZ Experimental, which may well change when you get your public files, the Vickers, which we'll call it, is a nominal of 7 and a minimum of 4. So it's quite a rare thing. Obviously its category is weapons, its usage name is military, and it's found in tier 3 locations. So if we wanted to just add some more, we could say we change that to 17. Remember, don't go too mad. And the minimum to 14. Also, remember, look at the flags line, and we can see that it's not dynamic event loot, so it won't appear on helicopters or trains or convoys. It's not crafted. They don't count it when a player's got it. They only count it on the map, and they don't count it when it's in boxes or been hoarded or anything like that, which is really good. Now, usage name military, value name is tier 3. So one of the things you might want to do, to make it easy to find, we might want to add a couple of tier values here. So what we could do is maybe go tier 4, tier 3 and tier 2. So it's going to be found in many other places, military places. So it won't be found sort of inland from the coast, but as you go sort of slightly more to the northwest on Chernarus or further south on Livonia, people will then find it. Bear in mind though that whenever we add more places via adding more tiers, because there's a lot more military bases in those areas, although we have made more Vickers to spawn in, they'll be more spread out. So when they're only found, for example, in tier 3 locations, people know, alright, it's only going to be in tier 3, or say tier 4 is a better example. If it's only in tier 4, they know they're going to hit Tizzy and look around there to find it that way. So, bear that in mind. Just because you've added more tiers, or even if you've said usage equals farm or something like that, sometimes it can actually make it harder to find because they're spread out more. So we've got them spawning in. We've got more of those. So what about the magazine? Now, I expect this to change with public release of 1.24, but at the moment in the Chernarus files anyway, it's classed as tier 4, the mag, which is a bit odd. So we're going to copy that, and we're going to just put in a couple of pastes. So we're going to do these so they're the same as the weapon. So we're going to go tier 3, and we're going to go tier 2, and we're going to add, I don't know, I think there should be more magazines than guns. So we're going to go 20 on the mags, and we're going to have a minimum of 15. Now the beauty with this mag is that it may well be put to better off use excuse me, on a weapon like the VSS or the SVAL that have the built-in suppressors, because they've only really got a 20 round mag, a 10 round mag, which is just there. There's the 20 round and the 10 round. So this really is a nice bit of kit, this mag, and maybe the devs will keep it to just keep it quite rare, because it does make those two other rifles quite overpowered. Now, if we want the magazine to be full of bullets when it spawns in, if you change the quant min to 99 and 100, I guess it could be 100 and 100. I've never tried it. I've just always done 99 and 100. What that means is that is a percentage that the magazine will be full of bullets. Doesn't mean it's going to have 100 bullets. It means that it'll either have 30 bullets in or 29 bullets when it's on the ground. So people will come along, and especially if, like me, you've got a PvE server where you want people to have lots of fun by finding weapons with stuff on them, then that can be really good. So we've added more Vickers, we've added more mags, we've done it so the mags spawn in full. So what we're going to do now is let's go and have a look at CFG spawnable types. And let's search for Vicker, find all in current document. And what we can see here, actually, if we look down, is we've got the type name equals Vicker there it is. Now you won't have this line here, but if we have a look at the Vicker, what CFG spawnable types does is it tells the game if there's an entry in here for an item like the Vicker or anything else, these are the things that should happen to it in terms of the bits that it might have on it. But also, one of the things we can do as well in CFG spawnable types, we can say how much damage an item can have. This used to be a global setting at the top of CFG spawnable types. Now it's actually a setting in globals, if I remember rightly. But what we can do is, if underneath here we put in this statement here, and I'll just take away those remarks. So that's live now. And if we did damage min equals 0.1, damage max equals 0.1, something like that, these Vickers will spawn in basically pristine. So they'll have a longer life before you need to use a gun repair kit on them. And if we look underneath, this is the attachments that should spawn in with it. So it's saying with a 25% chance, you'll either get a PSO1 optic or a Kashtan optic, because they're a 50% chance. So 1 in 4 times, if you find a Vicker, it'll either have a Kashtan optic or a PSO optic. So what you could do is you could change that to 1.00. So, and what that means is that every time you find a Vicker, it'll either have, I keep laughing at that, it'll either have a Kashtan optic or it'll have a PSO1 optic. It'll have one or the other when you go to pick it up, which is quite cool, isn't it? And then, if we look underneath here, we've got the mag, so a 0.35. So if we say that a third of the time, so for every 3 Vickers you find, it'll either have a 10 round, 20 round, or a 30 round magazine on it. And as you can see here, so if on the time you find the Vicker, it'll have a 50% and it's got a mag on it, there'll be a 50% chance it's got a 10 round, a 35% chance it'll have a 20 round, and a 15% chance it'll have a 30 round. So what you could do is, if you wanted to, you could change this to 1.00. So there'll always be a mag on it, whichever one it is. But what you could do is actually get rid of the 10 round one, because who wants a 10 round mag? And you could say, actually, let's change that to 50. Let's change that to 50. So that's 50%. So now what should happen is that every time you find a Vicker, it'll have a mag on it. And it'll either be a 20 round Val mag or a 30 round Vicker mag, which is quite nice, isn't it? and then depending if you've done that adjustment in type.xml on the Vicar to the percentages, that will either be full or it will just be a random amount. Then all you need to do is just save these files, go back to your server, upload the files to the relevant directory where they came from over the top of the existing one. So that means it will automatically replace them when you do that. Or sometimes it might ask you, say, do you want to replace this? And you say yes. And then you restart your server, and then you will be good to go with your lovely Vicars with their optics already on them, and their bullets in the magazines, and the magazines already on them too. So there we go. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.